So, this is not very good from this angle, but I'm going to do a reading from here. I'm at the Nunoisia mission, monastery, and it was also a convent missionary, Saint Benedict, Saint Benedict faith. What do we call it? Anyway, it was It was built and developed in 18. What was it? I think the first monks came here in 1819 or something like that. And then they slowly developed it, turned into an Aboriginal mission in the end. Also a convent for girls and boys. An Aboriginal mission as well. So I'll just do a quick reading because I've got to get moving. I've got to get back to 2J, and then I've got to go to Northam. I've got to be there by 3 o'clock because I've got an appointment. So I've got to be fairly quick, but let's just get a quick message here. I'm going to use the Aboriginal spirit and the Lemuran, because this is all about, and this is like a, what do they call it? A monastic convent, a monastic mission, monastic faith. That's what it's all based on. I think I'm saying that right. So, anyway. Interesting. So, the buildings around here are just amazing. Like, for, outback Australia, it's pretty full-on place. A lot of the people that I know, like in Northam, that were from families that were actually brought up here in the Aboriginal mission, and they went to the schools and that here. A lot of the people didn't have a very nice time, but then others are, like appreciative of what they learn here. We have wealth. So there was a deal with the government as to victory, and that laurel leaf there is giving me Masonic. So their symbolism and everything is like all Masonic. Actually, I'm not sure whether it's not Mason, is it? Monastic is different than I don't know. Masons, but their systems are the same. Like how they have the pyramid type systems, and it's got the like they have the it is because it's got the the all-seeing eye symbolism, and the stacking pyramid systems, and that laurel leaf is a symbol of that as well. We've got victory and wealth, so yeah, they certainly they made it's pretty amazing though. But I think there was also, like it was all about, for the Aboriginal mission here, it was about them, like they were working for the systems to integrate the Aboriginal people into mainstream society. So that was their goal, so they took them away from the culture, and they weren't allowed to do corroborees anymore or any of their traditional practices. They had to just work, and then for the Catholic faith. Achievement. It was a major achievement though that they made here. You only got to look at these buildings that the monks built this place. the photographs and that of the monks on the walls are just like really creepy. There's frustration here and turmoil. Yeah, that's for the frustration and turmoil is for the local Indigenous people. Now, they were also the Yule people. So I read here that, you know, like in the last reading, and I was talking about the Yule people at that cave and how they desecrated, you know, how they took the phosphorus and the resources, the batshit out of the cave, but that was also like a water source. There's no evidence that they drew water from there, but I'm not sure. But they mentioned it, that the caves are were all connected to an underground water system. It's the aquifer underneath the ground. And I think it was disrupted because of that. Maybe dislodging of the batshit, it could have maybe contaminated the water, which I just got then as well. That could have been a thing. Because, because, you know, like I was talking about, you know, how the disease broke, like they let out a demon and a lot of people ended up diseased. Because if they were drawing water, if that water was contaminated with the batshit, then that would have been gone all underground and affected a whole lot. So that, and the Yule people went all the way to the coast from here, the Moore River, up the Moore River, to the coast, to Gilderton, all the way out to where I was at that water site, that rock, which was, you know, out towards Dalwallinu way. Journey. It was a journey here from the Santeria. Yeah, and they use a lot of symbolism. I bought this book here, which was interesting, by Joannes Trithmius. So this was translated by Fra Robert Nixon, and it's the magical amulets of the ancient sages and Bibliotheria Nectamantacia. I can't even say it. Mectomantacia. So that's going to be interesting. So that tells you all about the magical amulets, which I thought was interesting. So that's all, you know, like the symbology. So I'm interested to read about that. And I also bought the packs, Humilities. This is like the first edition. Yeah, the first issue, and then there was a second issue, and it just talks about their you know, what are the monks' readings and the privilege of poverty, right? That's a bit. This is like what they promote now, the privilege of being without. But it's about that order, right? Like, because those on the top of the pyramid, they don't go without, do they? But they teach poverty to their followers. I mean, I understand. Anyway, I'll learn a lot about that. Taking a back seat. Humility. I understand humility. Anyway, and so this is all written by the monks here. So anyway, that's it. I bought myself a little amulet because I'm a believer in Jesus, right? Jesus Spirit. Okay, Jesus Spirit. Anyway, so there's the journey. So let's pull some of this, about this journey, right, from these monks. So we'll pull from this one now. So we know that they were here to generate, well, oh look, I've got that in here. That doesn't belong in here. I've got these cards in this one. Don't belong in here. So these have come out again. So these, I obviously put them in the wrong box. But with the wealth, and we have got return to country. That's what we were talking about last night. We have relaxation, the responsibility of the environment. See, because they introduced all the farming and that farming and that as well. The growth. I mean, they produced all their own food and everything. I bought some bread from here from their bakery. They still have like a hostel and that here. So anyway, let's put that back in that packet. So we're going on, but we're going to talk about the journey. So the journey here to wealth. So they were actually journeying here for wealth, because to make these new communities wealth and victory. They had a victory in making wealth here. They worked hard, but they also enslaved a lot of people. They don't call it slavery, they call it saving. They saved the people from themselves, from their own culture. They seen it like that. Well, that was their ways. So we have got the Ten of Wands. It was a burden, right? For the Six of Cups, which is family. This is the past. So the burdensome past. And there's the ships coming in. See the ships at the bottom there? 15, 15, that's 6, 6. And then we've got 16, 16, which is 7, 7. 66 and 77. It was a burden of the past. There's a lot of these old buildings and that are all just going to waste, you know, they're empty. I've actually asked them if I can stay. I'd really love to tap into this place and get in the buildings, and you know, I'd love to create a whole collection of work based on this place. Oh my God. The Spirit was saying to me, stay here. Like they were calling out, there's people here. There was a lot of suffering here as well. People being dragged away from their cultures and made to work and against their traditions. So we have the Princess of Swords. And what's fallen on the floor here is a King of Cups, and this looks like some of the buildings here. A King of Cups, emotional, and we have a Page of Swords. We've got a Princess of Swords and a Page of Swords. Is that the equivalent of the Knight of Swords? Humility. I think, you know, there was the nuns were here as well as the monks. They came later and they ran the girls' convent here. And we have a King of Pentacles in reverse. So that's not a solid foundation. That's in reverse. And we have the Ten of Pentacles and the book. So there's a book. Well, we've got all the evidences here, all the histories here. It's very interesting. I've been here for hours, wandering around, looking at everything. Knowledge. Yeah, because it was a school, right? So there we have the Page of Swords. And we have the King of Cups. So it was a passionate. They were very passionate about sharing their knowledge. and they came in very quickly with this Princess of Swords here, with an unstable founding. I think from this King of Pentacles here, it's like with an an unstable foundation, is because they came here pretty much with nothing and they built all this from scratch. That's what that's saying, and it's in the books, in the history here. And then they built up the Pentacles and they were prosperous, and that was the victory here with wealth. They built this themselves. It was their achievement, with the achievement here. It was an achievement, it was amazing. But for the suppressed, it wasn't so good. So then we've got the Eight of Cups, walking away, and that's 5-5, and that's change. Walking away from a new beginning, the passion. Yeah, working away from passion, because they're monks, right? They were supposedly celibate, but you know, like there was a lot of reports on, you know, like in the, yeah, you know, the suppression. We know that some sodomy, and I'm not accusing any monks of that, but we know that there was those that did suppress people using the force and the tactics of sodomy to keep people suppressed. And then, of course, that became rife in amongst the people, you know, as a form of control. But they were claiming celibacy. Yeah, no women, right? But oh yeah. I did get some terrible visions when I was looking at some of the faces in the photographs of the monks. Not all of them. Some of them were actually really genuine, but others weren't. So there was, you know, there was different ones. Eight. So we got the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, so there had to be an ending. So that's the ending and the walking away of marriage, you know, like and the celibate life of the Nine of Pentacles, refraining from that. There was turmoil here and frustration. So when we're talking about turmoil and frustration, when people have been forced to give up the opposite sex, or give up, you know, that partnership and a so-called celibate life, the frustration was cast on, because these are men, right? Lots of men. There's a lot of them, all living in these confined spaces together, all working hard with no release, you know what I mean? Refraining from marriage doesn't always suit everyone. It can't be forced on people, you know? That's going against the natures of law again. Six of Pentacles, the balance. So it was about the balance of the money. So it was all about the money. And we have this offer from a Knight of Cups. Yeah, that's... And of course the indigenous people were given little houses, and they built little houses, nice little brick places, really, for the mission. But you know, that was all to do with, they were allowed to get a house and they were allowed to get married, some of the men, the men were allowed to get married. They were allowed a little house, but as long as they worked for them, right? And single men were allowed a an income of rations and like some food and that. But then when I was up there walking around, like people keep complaining about stomach problems. So their stomach problems could have been like from eating all the flour they were making because their bodies are not used to that. Could have been. That's what I picked up. They were given food, but they weren't used to eating that kind of food, processed flour. Wheat in general, really. They weren't. So it was a new beginning for everyone, right? Tell us about the frustration. A new beginning for families. Yeah, all these monks are living like a family in the nest together. Numerous regrets. Just come out in reverse then. We have the Ace of Cups. Love. Because that's what they're promoting here is love, right? Like the love of Christ consciousness. But they didn't always come out like that, how it was supposed to. It was all about the balancing the pentacles, really. Yeah, being sovereign and independent. Because the monks were, right? They were independent, sovereign. But they were actually getting money from the government to run the missions as well. This family. As a family. They made wine and they used to make that nice mulberry wine. And the bread, they wine and bread and, they had the flour mill here. Well, they grew the wheat, they did everything. And that's the truth. They were bringing the truth too. When we talk about spirituality, there's a lot of what they were teaching I totally relate to. Got the Ten of Swords. Which way was that supposed to come out, Spirit? It came out in reverse. The Ten of Swords came out in reverse. I've just browsed through that Pax book there, and I mean it's the same as like Freemasonry, right? Like that was sort of originally founded because the Masons were suppressed in who they could and couldn't work for, and that's why they had to go undercover, right? And be secretive about, like how they distributed the work, that sort of thing. And this is the same sort of thing. It's the same magic. It comes down to like magic, right? They use methods of divination and stuff. Strength. Page of Cups. A lot of people stayed here. The Eight of Cups in reverse. They stayed, and like people that were brought up here as children, because they were holding a lot of the stolen generation children as well. They've done also a lot to try and, like rectify their actions in a lot of the things they did. And they realised that wasn't the way to go. But, how genuine, I don't know. But to a degree, and we're talking about degrees, people didn't walk away for a reason as well. They stayed. I didn't know anything else, I suppose. Ace of Pentacles. Gifts, stayed for the gifts, stayed for the money. What else do we need to know here, Spirit? We've got the Eight of Swords. Some, it was a prison, and they do have a prison here as well. I had a look at the lockups, and it was like some of the, and same for the girls, you know, being locked in the convent and shit like that. It's like, and the suppressing of people's emotions, suppressing of, I could feel it, right? As soon as I walked near the building, it was like, I could feel it in my stomach and in my heart, like this anxiety and dread, like feelings of dread. So there was definitely a suppressed environment, because I could feel it just coming out of the walls of the building. Even the building is designed to like be intimidating with power. You know, the whole, this judgment, yeah, with judgment, with the fear of judgment, because that was what they suppressed him with, you know, like, you do this, you know, for the love of God, otherwise, you know, this and this is going to happen to you. You know what I mean? But that wasn't really what God's about, right? God is not about suppression. You know, it's like, it's really ironic, the idea of forced love, like what? Forced love. Because they claim to be doing everything out of love and teaching love, and yet they use force to try and teach that. It makes no sense to move forward with the Wheel of Fortune. And this is giving me the flour mill. This is like the mill, the grind, you know what I mean? The judgment, you must work or you will be judged. It's almost like you will be flogged or whatever they did. They don't talk about any of the punishments. I don't see any signage about that. But they did. A lot of people were very disturbed that left here. I know some people that were brought up here as boys, and they're completely fucked up, and they fucked up the whole families, you know. Depravity. See, this judgment here, this preacher, he's just on his high horse, right? Preaching but they got it wrong. They were very, very successful in what they did for a time, but it did come back and bite them. They had to pay out a lot of money to a lot of the people that were suppressed here. Look, black magic is definitely here. Actually, even what they were, you know, like, looking at this, you know, we know that, you know, the symbolism and the divination ways, you know, like spirituality, it all has those ways of speaking with spirit, right? And praying, right? Prayers can be spells as well. Prayers can also be black magic. It can also be spell work. So it comes down to the intention, because it's all about the spoken word, the written word, the symbolism, you know, that impregnating in the mind is magic. When you are forcing an ideal onto others, that's black magic, right? Using prayer can be black magic. It depends on the intention, whether it is for the good or for the bad. But you see, they used a lot of it to suppress their intention, to force others to follow them so that they could gain. Yeah. And that's why we've got the High Priestess in reverse here. But this was part of the deal, and the Queen of Swords in reverse. That's a cold-hearted nun. We have a King of Swords here, though. This is actually somebody with integrity, but authoritative. Left out in the cold. No work. So this is the karma, because we've got the Wheel of Fortune turning here. Things are because things were exposed about an Emperor in reverse. It was exposed, right? The Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this iron fist sort of shit, right? And people left longing for their land and their families and, you know, with this forced dictatorship. And that left the people in the missions longing because they were taken away from their families and suppressed from their culture and all that because their defences were down. Suppressed in their passions. They weren't allowed to be passionate about things and have love, but they were offered this other sort of love with the messages and the dictatorship coming with these messages. There's a new perspective on this, though, now from the higher-ups, the Hierophant, the churches, the church, the Benedict faith, the church, the Empress in reverse. Yeah, so it's come out as reversed. And so that's the, it's not over, they're still doing it. King of Wands in reverse. This is like, we know that they're still running, and the Masonic lodges and stuff have just gone off. I've seen the symbols all over the place now, and it's about that pyramid mentality of keeping the people suppressed and low while they live up high. You know what I mean? Magician. Queen of Wands in reverse. They're all in reverse. Three of Pentacles in reverse. The knowledge, right? So the knowledge that we have the Queen of Cups now. This has given me the Queen of Cups from the bush. That same matriarch spirit. And there's a lady here called Sarah. She tapped into me. And then when I came down and read that, it was her on the sign. And she was like the first one with her husband. Her name was Sarah. She was the first one given a house here. Yeah, they were like the leaders. But this is the Yule people. They were the Yule tribe, which was from where I was at the cave and way out towards Derwillinu as well. There was a big burden here. It was a big burden, so they had to submit. Wow. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I've got to get moving, but we know this is what's going on. I'll just quickly I'll pick these up, and I'll just ask the question of where is this leading to now? Like what's happening at this time now in this situation with this place and this religious following? is happening now? I might use the Kipperdeck. I'll just put... I'll use this one first. I'll just ask the Aboriginal Oracle first. What's happening for them? What's happening for the cultural development now, Spirit, with our descendants, the descendants of these people? What is going on now? Descendants now. Mother Goddess, coming back to earth, coming back to culture. What is happening for the descendants, Spirit, of the people of the Yule tribe, the Yule people? They have a victory. Hey, we have creativity. They're birthing creativity, look, and it's spreading to all the outside areas. Remember I was showing you that the other day from that cave where the Yule people were born. And there's the achievement. There's achievement. Well, that's good to hear. So, moving back to culture. Okay, Mother Goddess, clarify, please. Spirit of Crows. It's not over. And it's crossroads, two swords. It's not over. So they're still at the crossroads of Mother God. Mother Goddess, I should say. Which is the earth, returning to earth. Victory, what is the victory here? Temperance. Tempering the souls. We have a Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Tempering the poverty is the achievement. They're coming out of poverty. But at the bottom of the deck, we've got still bitterness for the powers in the cults. Moving to calmer waters from the tower. The cults, the churches, the governing bodies are going through a tower. And they're bitter. Because they've worked really hard. They've worked really hard on this. Pentacles. It's unraveling. All that they've done is unraveling. Oh yeah, look, the Fool is in reverse. No new beginning. The family unit is in reverse. So all what they've done has unraveled. They are regretful because now they have to pay for the damage with no love. So they're going to be paying because the tables have turned. The founding Indigenous people have gained strength. The communities are gaining strength. Creativity with creativity. Many options, although there's illusions. There can be illusions of options for some, but others are still confused. Creativity, but no, there's options. There's many options for people now. In this group groups, organizations. There's many options that people can use to be creative, yeah, to create. This is frugal, this is holding back. They're being held back. They're being held back by the organisations because of fear that these organisations are going to lose everything. So they're holding back. Achievement. What is the achievement? Achievement. King of Swords. This is integrity, authority. Can be like, you know, like no bullshit sort of authority. It could be police, government, but there's no Ten of Swords, it's in reverse. The Ten of Swords is in reverse and we have strength. This is strength in the communities to achieve. Achievement and strength. Because it's all over. Who's it all over for here, Spirit? Who's it all over for? The world and strength. So they're gaining strength. See that? I'm getting upside in reverse, holding back or not holding back. But there we've got because we had temperance, right? This is missed opportunity. And in reverse, so that we've got the world is the oyster. This is opportunities. Opportunities abound. There's the strength. They're gaining strength. King of Swords, clarify. Clarify the King of Swords. Look, 10 of Pentacles. So so the tables are turning. Those that are in the upright, they have to be honest. Those in the upright, because didn't I say like some? For some, because if they're not in the upright, King of Pentacles. The Hermit. This is like the monk. And the suppressing of the Pentacles. But with the Four of Pentacles here and then the 10, so this is about being frugal and using the money wisely, as the monks did, right? This is about being wise. At the bottom of the deck we have the King of Cups, which is emotionally, right, you know what I mean? Emotionally set, emotionally, it's getting the emotions in check because people have been out of control. We have the Star. This is getting the leaders in order. We have the Seven of Swords, but it's in reverse. The King of Pentacles, an offer. This is solid Pentacles, solid foundation, solid ground, no swords, no illusions, no, pulling the wool out from underneath. We have justice. Justice with the Queen of Cups. There she is again. So the Queen of Cups is this Yule elder spirit. that Yule elder is doing a lot in passing knowledge spiritually. And she's making sure that these tables are going to turn, and they are. And it's coming from the Yule people, the Yule families. That's where the knowledge is coming from. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there because that's pretty full on. Like, wow. Okay, because I've got to get moving. And I will. I'll see you all again in the next reading. I'll try and upload all these videos once I get back, so that I've got coverage, so that they can put them in order, you know, so that you can kind of get the gist of the whole story. I don't know why I'm telling you that now, because you're not going to know. You're not going to know when you get them anyway, if you're going to be watching, because oh damn, that needs to be because you're not going to know until you get it anyway, because I'm not. Anyway, whatever. So I'm going to get moving. As I pull out, I'll leave the video on, and you can kind of get a feel to look at the place. All right. So I'll just put it like that, and hopefully you can see some of this. Maybe if I blow it around it again before I go. Yeah. Right. Let's do it. Listen, I'm just going to check which road I'm going to head out of. So we'll go. Feel for this place. Church over to the left, but I can't. So, yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.